if you have a person who is seeing an ad, YouTube, demand gen, Meta, Instagram, it does not matter. If they do not click on it, you cannot track it, period. I do not care what AI model interpret it. It's not possible because it can't tell you if they saw that ad and that was a reason why they bought. That doesn't happen. A group of 10 ads is a reason why someone would buy. A information inside of 3 ads, did they click or did they not click? It doesn't matter. Your inbound Google brand tells you it does not matter if they click or not. That's kind of the reason why attribution is almost non-existent. We'll copy import to train it to go cold, but I don't need them to click and buy. I just need it to go cold to scale, and then I measure elsewhere. This one is actually going to be a very, very, very powerful episode. It's not talking about anything Meta related, Google related, even attribution related. It's talking about KPI, business growth metrics, and how to actually do an MMM model manually if you can't afford the 80 grand that Northbeam charges. It's essentially the same
Which every
thing.
business should know.
And it's essentially the same thing, only done by a more of a simpler interpretation based on what we would say is common sense if you are a savvy marketer, which is why you all are here. So this should come a lot more naturally to you all. So this is a document that we have used since July of last year. So we've been using it actually in a week from today will be, well, 6 days from today will be exactly 1 year of using this document. And we've modified it, refined it, and I believe it is something that is probably in a final stage for a deployment into essentially a larger kind of automated worksheet that we're building. But we do everything manually first, and then we track, is this working? Is this getting us what we need? And then we'll automate it later. So all that to say is this document has come a long way and is extremely effective at sharing how the MMM modeling works with a growth of a business. So this is different and utilized for a different reason than things like a CAPI import or server-side tracking. This is actually attribution agnostic and is simply measuring the cash flow by channels out and the cash flow by channel in. And when I say channel out, I mean paid media out. And when I say channels in, I mean all of the areas that people can buy from us. So it could be a new customer, returning customer, new subscriber, returning subscriber, Amazon purchase, etc. So this is actually a document, email. This is a document that tracks all of that, because if we are looking too deep in the weeds and we're looking at attribution, we're looking at in-platform metrics, that is a major part of this. That's how you are informed as to where to spend your marketing dollars based on those metrics. This essentially says if you made the correct or incorrect choice, then it will be reflective here either as a positive or a negative top line change. So what we're looking at here is we have a summary, and the summary is sort of just our cash in, cash out. This is like our CPA, MER, gross and net profitability, etc. So this spend here is agnostic of channel source. So this actually includes X, Google, Meta, and Amazon. No, I'm sorry, not Amazon. This is just, we have Amazon down lower, but this is just Meta, X, and Google spend, and then anything else that we may be testing as a channel. The daily, this is the average daily ad spend here. This is the weekly ad spend here. So we can see that each one of these top rows is a week. So week 30, week 31, week 32. We had this going, we do have information before this, but we're just going to kind of look at the last year. Then this is the average weekly ad spend across all channels. This equates to an average daily ad spend across all channels and the percentages of it. This revenue here is all of our revenue that is coming in through all sources except Amazon. So this is just the revenue that is inside of Shopify, but a single purchase, return purchase, subscription purchase, whatever it may be. Now, this will allow us to see the increases and decreases. So it's nice to see, okay, if our spend went down 8%, we see a 14% increase. Well, why would that happen? Well, let's say we have a week-long time lag, so that 8% will then be like next week we see it decrease. But if we increase that next, we would see an increase. So it's able to kind of track like our time lag, how our ad spend on specific channels as well manipulates the results. And it's actually very helpful to see, because this sort of removes the attribution decisions, which in my opinion, I've always been just the first one to say is attribution, you'll never solve for it. It will always be a rough estimate, because if you never clicked on an ad, attribution is non-existent. So this actually helps this, because we have to take a little bit of a step back. And while we're explaining this document, this will be a longer video, but it's actually for a good reason. I need everyone to kind of hear the reasons why, because a lot of times we'll explain things and then we'll have to sort of re-explain why it does or does not matter inside of attribution. So when we're looking at things that are omni-channel and we push ad spend out, if you have a person who is seeing an ad, YouTube, demand gen, Meta, Instagram, it does not matter. If they do not click on it, you cannot track it, period. I do not care what AI model interpret it. It's not possible, because it can't tell you if they saw that ad and that was a reason why they bought. That doesn't happen. A group of 10 ads is a reason why someone would buy. Information inside of 3 ads, did they click or did they not click? It doesn't matter. Your inbound Google brand tells you it does not matter if they click or not. That's kind of the reason why attribution is almost non-existent. We'll copy import to train it to go cold, but I don't need them to click and buy. I just need it to go cold to scale, and then I measure elsewhere. The reason why Super Bowl commercials still work is because there's no click-through rate. There's no ROAS on a Super Bowl commercial. It's not like what channel, what person. It's really just brand awareness, and that's what we're moving into in the faster social media kind of relevancy. So if we're still measuring, didn't click, it must not have been me.
So the biggest thing, which I know we've talked about, is, MMMs are just estimates, like you just said. So things like, Triple Whale, Wicked Reports, Northbeam, all these tools are just giving you estimates. Now, some might be more accurate than others, but they're not telling you the truth. They're just giving you, like you said, the click data. And just to clarify this again, view attribution is modeled. It's not true. Like, they don't know if someone actually viewed the ad and converted. They're just guessing based off your site traffic. So there's not really proof that it's going to increase or decrease. That's a totally made up number. And so whenever we're looking at these data sets, what's happening in the account, made up numbers are just going to cause obviously more and more issues. And so the goal from what you're showing, at least from what I see, is that we're bypassing attribution. And if you're in the Skool community, this is sort of like the P&L sheet that we refer to, but it's more so geared towards marketing. So like the other sheets in the community that we have are more geared towards marketing, not going into like, OpEx and all these other things. So this is just a more advanced sheet, which we can hopefully get a template of for the Skool group, and then use that as a way to kind of gauge and better understand exactly what's happening. Because I really like that lag time visualization that you showed there with the percentage differences. I think that's super, super important.
Hey, if you like this video, we have a Skool community where we have a few hundred members and we cover topics, everything from the basics to all the way to the like hyper crazy advanced stuff that's like coming out next month. So a few hundred members there. We go live twice a week, something with an hour-long education about something that is very relevant to the community that week, plus a weekly Q&A where you just get to come and bring us all of your problems and we solve them one at a time.
So I have a link below in the description if you want to join. And then obviously if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and we can answer those for you. And we'll see you in there.